Today's Christmas movie is the Santa Claus 2, the sequel to 1994 Santa Claus. I already watched the first film last year, so I decided to do one for the sequel. And honestly, I don't know how many people are gonna feel about this, but I like this one more than the other ones. Maybe so. Before I take my thoughts, what is this movie about? So Santa Claus is having this almost his Santa life is going down because he needs to get married with Mrs. Claus. So he builds a toy robot of Santa who goes crazy and goes on a hammock and orders the elves to make coals and just serve under him with toy soldiers. And then while exploring to find Mrs. Claus, he starts dating Principal what's Principal Walter, is let's call her Carol, who is having problems with Charlie because he's having so much trouble. Now he is much older than he is in the original. So he's causing more trouble, but Carol is getting along well with Scott Calvin, played by Tim Allen. Though they later broke up earlier for a bit when he tells her about the North Pole and the Santa thing. But then after that, they went back, both go to the North Pole to stop Toy Santa and save the day and live happily ever after as Santa Claus is Mrs. Claus. And that's what I like about this movie. It's like with the Santa Claus, like the rise to Scott Calvin becoming Santa Claus. It's like Santa Claus like trying is having almost not running out of his life of Santa and needs something in order to still become Santa forever. And I do like the scene where Scott Calvin gives all the other people's presents of what they always wanted as children, which is pretty cool and nice. Toy Santa is very hilarious. He's like one of the funniest villains of all time. Like he delivers his lines like crazy. Merry ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! You're a sad, strange little man. Um, I thought the ending was a little heartwarming, where Scott Calvin explains the reasoning to date Carol by giving her Mrs. Claus. And then the credits are a little funny with Carol a little bigger, it's more appropriately, dancing. And I think Toy Santa is dancing too, I'm not sure. And I do like the scene where all the elves fight the toy soldiers. It's pretty epically funny, especially the way the toy soldiers get to feel like, "Yeah." And the cool fight between Santa and Toy Santa. And it does look more visually better than the first one. Um, and yeah, those are my thoughts on the Santa Claus 2, sequel to 1994's The Santa Claus. I'll probably do watch all the Santa Claus in next 2024's Christmas for its 30th anniversary, so it's not like I'm gonna do Santa Claus 3, just Santa Claus 3 to next year. So, yeah, so that is Christmas 2023 of Santa Claus 2.